Today's devotional is entitled, We Talk Too Much. It comes from probably my favorite book in the Bible, James. And the verses of the day is James 1:19 and 20. And it says, we'll read it on chat. My dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry, for man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. We've heard it time after time. You're not listening to me. You didn't hear what I said. Why do I even bother talking to you? You never listen. All you do is run your mouth and you never get quiet. Most of us, at one time or another, have had an issue with listening. We're not getting mad or just plain ignoring what is being said to us. Doing things our way, regardless of what others have told you to do. I'm sure, I've told my kids how to do something and they do the complete opposite because they think they seem to know better. James talks about a fundamental thing that seems so basic, but really makes perfect sense. And it's in these verses in 19 and 20. My dear brothers and sisters, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Your anger can never make things right in God's sight. Now, when you hear those are kind of ego-busting verses. How many times have we been slow to listening, worrying more about getting that last word in the conversation, or making sure what you know is how it's supposed to be, like you are the expert at whatever is happening? The root of these verses are things that determine how we interact with others in public and in the church and at home. We tend to talk too much, thinking we are the expert in whatever subject is at hand, and that when we need to be quicker to listening to what other people have to say, thinking about what we should say slowly, so that comes out in a manner that is pleasing not only to who you're talking to, but to God. So how do we actively put this into practice? Well, it's a twofold approach that's quite simple. Number one, read the Bible. This is the book of basic instructions before leaving Earth, Bible. The principles are simple. Sometimes the journey is difficult, but it really is worth it at the end. You literally have everything you possibly need to succeed in this book right here. God gives you all of the instructions needed to live a fulfilled life so that you listen quicker than you speak. And number two, obeying what the Bible says. It's more than just reading it, it's actually obeying it. Reading is the important part of it, but doing what it says and living it out is more important. Putting into practice what you read allows you to grow the habits that allow you to listen faster, speak slower, and be slower to getting angry. Verses 22 and 25 give us great glimpses as to what we need to do to put this into practice. Verse 22 says, and remember, it is a message to obey, not just to listen to. If you don't obey, you're only fooling yourself. In verse 25, but, there's always that big but. But if you keep looking steadily into God's perfect law, the law that sets you free, and if you do what it says, and don't forget what you've heard, then God will bless you for doing it. So this week, I challenge you to actively get into the Bible, but also actively be present in every conversation you have. Take those 3 simple commands that James gives us back in verses 19, put them into practice. Quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to get angry. If you do these things, you're not only going to be helping yourself, but you're going to be loving on the people around you. They are going to want to imitate that as well. So yes, this time of the year, with all of the holidays coming up, and you have all the family coming in, you've got all of the company parties, all of the schools, all the finals and everything, we tend to be quicker to get angry than we are to listen. Well, reverse that. Be quick to listen, be slow to speak, and be slow to get angry.